A lot of my advice and encouragement and things will be based on Christian principles and views. So if that's not something that you're into, then this may not be the platform for you. However, I welcome everybody and I encourage you to stick around. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right back on into the what we were talking about yesterday. And I have 5 more behavior or character traits that will show up in your relationship if you're dealing with a manipulator. Okay. Quick recap of what we talked about yesterday. We talked about most of these things are going to be, like I said, traits and characteristics that will show up if you're dealing with a manipulator in your relationship. So yesterday we discussed liars, the lie of omission. That's when you deliberately lie to deceive someone. Your main purpose is to gain advantage in any situation. Lying of omission, telling half truths and leaving out specific details. Denial. They will use denial to appear innocent when they know they have done wrong. Rationalization. They will come up with different narratives to justify how they treat people. Minimalization. Trivializing a person's emotions or actions solely to manipulate you. And diversion and evasion. This trait will show up when the manipulator is trying to keep the spotlight away from their manipulative behavior. And it's solely so they don't get exposed in a mess. And that's where we stopped yesterday. So today we're going to begin with covert intimidation. This will show up in a form of guilt tripping you. They will try to guilt trip you, and this preys on a person's emotions. Covert manipulation plays on your fear. And it kind of like threatens you in subtle ways to like put fear into you so you conform to what they want you to do. Your boss may use this situation when they think you're afraid in a specific situation. And I'm going to give an example. I had a boss once that kind of tried to use this form of manipulation on me because they thought I was scary. And anybody that knows me knows I am not. But this particular boss thought that they were going to use this form of manipulation by getting co-workers to view me in a negative way, to get everybody else turned against me. That way, I guess they felt that they would have power and control and would be able to manipulate me into doing things that they wanted me to do, or to just solely turn people against me. And they thought that would scare me in some way. It don't. I've never had a problem with standing alone. I've always been a loner. Anybody that know me knows that. So they had the wrong one. Okay. They will guilt trip you, play on your compassion. This is used to get people to doubt themselves and make you think that you're selfish. For an example, they may try to get you to do something for them, but because you don't want to do it, or maybe you just don't want to do it at that particular time, then they'll try to guilt trip you and call you selfish. And oftentimes it will work because, a manipulator, they good. They know exactly what to say, they know exactly what to do, and they know exactly how to act to get you to react. And a lot of times you will fall for it and start to feel guilty, which was their sole purpose to begin with. And you'll start to feel like, okay, well, maybe I am being a little selfish. I guess I could do this or that. And they got you. Most of this is based on emotions. It's based on feelings that you may have for that particular person, because a stranger can't guilt trip you. You wouldn't care less if a stranger tried to, lay a guilt trip on you, but this would only show up if you have some type of emotional attachment with the person. You have to care about what they think in order for them to guilt trip you. All right, so watch out for that, because that's a popular one that shows up a lot in relationships. And if your partner is doing this to you, deuces, like I always say. Another form is shaming. This is a big form of manipulation, because they use this form of manipulation by convincing you of something that you aren't, or revealing or threatening to reveal your secrets to people. This shows up a lot in slut shaming, or threatening to expose something about you that nobody knows except them. They will also, if you've ever taken nudes and given this person nudes of yourself, or if you guys have some explicit videos that you wouldn't want anybody else to see, but this person has access to them, they will use this type of thing to their advantage, to gain control over you, to make you do what they want. And they tend to do this kind of thing in public. This will show up when you're at a party, or around other people, and they want to get you to do something right then in that moment. Then they'll use that particular thing as a weapon against you, and to get you to do what they want you to do. Like I said, so when you're in relationships, y'all, I would suggest, don't be making videos with people. And I mean, even if you're married to a person, it ain't really no need to be making no videos and stuff, because the access is right there. So what you need a video for? And if anybody is suggesting that you send them nudes or make a video with them or something like that, that's usually some form of manipulation, because they're already plotting and planning in their little, scheming heads that, once you make this video, then, they got this in their pocket just in case they need it, and then they can pull it out to use it against you. So don't be sending nudes. Don't be making videos with these people. Just don't do it. It ain't no need for it. Just don't do it. And even if they do, let's just say, even if you do it, you have a weak moment and you give in and send some nudes or make a video or something, I wouldn't care if they would expose them. Do what you do it. I don't care. I would call them on their bluff, because I'm not going to let somebody have no type of control over me at all. And if you want to expose it, expose it. It ain't going to be the first time that somebody has seen a naked body. Big deal. Who cares? So these people can only use these things against you if you allow them to. So first of all, don't even make the videos. Don't even send the photos. But if you did have a weak moment and they threaten to expose you in that way, let them do it. Take their power. Take your power back. Don't let nobody have no power over you. It's a form of manipulation, and if you let them use you in that way, then they will. Shaming will also show up in the form of name calling, sarcasm, eye rolling, just anything for them to put you down in that moment, to make themselves look inferior to you. Vilifying the victim, convincing people that the victim is the real aggressor, or they convince the victim that he or she is the one that did something wrong, when in fact they are the perpetrator. But they will convince other people around you. Manipulators and narcissists and abusive people like that, they love to get an audience. They want to get a gang going so that it's multiple people against you, because then you feel defenseless. You feel like, how can I defend myself against all of these people? They're all thinking this about me. Like, how can I change their mind? But it's a manipulation tactic. And it's, it'll also show up in the form of rationalizing or gaslighting you. A perfect example would be, let's just say if you were in a relationship and you may have done something that was slightly wrong, but not that bad, but wrong in the eyes of being in a committed relationship, and the person beats you because of it. beats you because of it, and continue to beat you. And they will rationalize it and vilify you, make you the victim, and say that, well, I did it because they did this. When we all know that there's no reason, no reasonable explanation for anyone putting their hands on you, but they will rationalize it and gaslight you and leave you feeling like you've done something wrong, something to deserve to be beaten. Okay? So watch out. Watch out for that. And if you're in a relationship, especially if you've just started a new relationship and you're still trying to figure this person out, but if you hear this person always talking about they past relationship and blaming everything that went wrong in the relationship on their ex-partner, red flag, because that is a form of manipulation, and that's narcissist behavior. When a person can't take any responsibility for something that they did, watch out for that. And because nobody's perfect. You did something in that relationship that may have caused the downfall of it. But watch out for people when they're always blaming the other person. It's a form of deception. It's a form of deception, and to control how you view them. So watch out for that. Playing the victim. They will do this in a relationship to avoid responsibility and to get the benefits that come along with sympathy. They know darn well that they are not the victim, and they want you to think that they are suffering in some way to gain sympathy and to gain control of your impression of the situation. So that's something that shows up a lot with narcissists and abusive people. They will play the victim and often blame the victim for their own behavior. So watch out for that. Another form that will show up as playing the victim, as the servant role. They will get close to you. They will get close to you and find out all of your deep, dark secrets, and it's all deception. It's all a plan from the get-go. And then they will, at the right time, they will strike and use that very information against you. So, it just goes a lot to say we just have to be careful about who we bring into our circle, who we share our heart with, our spirit with, who we tell our deep, dark secrets to. Everybody don't have to know you. And I did a video on that a little while ago. You don't have to, everybody that you meet don't have to know you. You know what I'm saying? They can know your name. They may know, you may be co-workers. They know y'all work at the same place. They may know how many kids you got. And that's about all they need to know. They don't need to know everything about you. And even if you're, having intentions on trying to get to know a person better with the intent of forming some type of romantic relationship, they don't got to know everything out the gate. You need to study people and figure out who they are first before you give up all of your stuff. Keep some of your stuff to yourself. You don't have to give them everything. Okay? Because a lot of these people don't have, your best interest at heart, and they will turn around and use all of your stuff against you. And you don't know nothing about them. All right? So hold something, keep something for yourself. All right? The next thing, and this is a huge one, y'all, because I think all of us may have fallen victim to this one at some point. Seduction. This manipulation technique is used to conceal their true intentions, to get you to let your guard down, and then they take advantage of you. This happens so often, and a lot of times we let it happen because we think we're immune to it. We think, I see what you're doing. But in all of the pruning and all of the compliments and the love bombing, you fall prey to it. You fall for their trick, and eventually you become emotionally invested. Hook, line, and sinker. And now they got you. Even though you were smart from the beginning, you saw it. You saw the trap. You saw the trap. And you said, yeah, I'm not going to walk into that trap. But then you put a blindfold on and wind up falling into the very trap that you saw from the beginning. Because we all think we're immune to getting played, but we not. We not. Keep your eyes open. And if a person is, doing the most in the beginning, which most people do in the beginning of a relationship. And I'm not saying that everybody is manipulators, but just keep your guard up. Be aware of what is going on. Be aware of what is going on, especially if they're trying to seduce you. And you know the tactics of seduction, then don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Don't fall for it. Don't play along with it, because eventually you will become emotionally invested, and then that's when they got you. That's when they got you, okay? They will use every trick in the book, every trick in the book. Manipulators aren't above using anything. So you have to keep that in mind. And if you think you're dealing with a manipulator, if you thought you spotted some manipulative tactics in this person, you did. You did. When somebody show you who they are, believe them. All right? So that's all I got for you guys today. You guys have a great rest of your day.